Just like, here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. Max, brand new flavor in your ear. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. It's time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear. Max, brand new flavor in your ear.
Yo, my people, what's happening? Welcome to another True Talk episode. It's been a bit of an emotional one still. I'm glad you lot are stuck with me. I'm glad you lot have been patient with me. I'll think about you guys all the time. I don't do podcasts regularly because I don't want to end up talking rubbish. I like to, when I come on a podcast, I like to just talk proper stuff, talk sensible, as I say. I don't want to just talk for the sake of talking because I've got a podcast. I want the podcast to be meaningful and, thought-provoking because, there's a lot of people listening. I've got over 1,000 people listening to me now, downloading, so I can't just be talking any old gibberish, you know what I mean? But before I get into it, my normal hellos and thank yous to Countryman, Mr. Math. Big up everybody that's listening to me. Thank you for listening to me. And if you need a handset for cheap, you can't afford a new one, check out dgelectro.co.uk. It's dgelectroz.co.uk. Anything you want is on that website, 100%. And the guys are really cool. Dealt with them before and had great customer service from them. They are Facebook based as well as internet in Instagram as well. Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. I hopefully I won't keep you too long, but just something to thought provoke you, food for thought. And as I go around in life, I'm a young man in my 30s, my late 30s, and I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of people hurting because of someone else. And most of the time, the other person, someone's hurting because of someone else is because of the person that's hurt them has been jealous of them, has been undermining towards them, and it's caught the person off guard because they're not like that normally. They're not like that at all. So they're just doing their thing. They're operating in the way they were made to operate. Like the birds. Somebody once said to me that the birds glorify God because they're doing what they were made to do. You see what I'm saying? And some of us naturally just operate in a gift. And there are people that are not operating in a gift. And they see you and they're jealous. And they go about some nasty ways to try and bring you down. One of the ways is putting you in a mad situation to make you either jump out your pram and go mad or to really defame you and put you down. Yeah? So you got to be strong out here. Secondly, is to just talk down to you and make you think that you're nothing, but you're really something. Everything is aimed, these kind of things are aimed at you because you are operating in your gift. And what you got to understand is you are above them people. You are above only and not beneath. And in fact, anybody operating like the haters, as we say, they're just idiots because they have a gift that they ain't found yet. And they're not operating in it. And it's not your fault. So first of all, you shouldn't subject yourself to them. You shouldn't submit yourself to them and be underneath them and make them bigger than you. You understand? You're somebody. they're going around thinking they're nobodies. To get that part right. I remember when I used to fight, when I used to box, my dad gave me this mad attitude that I still have today. He said to me, nobody is better than you until they beat you. Even if they come in and they're champion, the only champion on paper until they beat you. And what he was telling me there, he was telling me that I'm a champion, no matter what. You understand? And I've carried that with me every time I got into the ring when I was small, younger. Sometimes I have that attitude now, especially when I'm being opposed with something. I'm like, so who are you? You understand? The attitude just comes, and I thank my dad for that. And you know what as well? With these people as well, yeah, that are putting you down. Sometimes there's no point arguing with them, no point trying to talk to them. Just go and do your thing. If you have to relocate, move away, separate, just make sure you do you, because what you'll find is that person will do nothing and only go so far, and you will hear about it. The Bible says, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, you will hear the reward of the wicked. You know what I mean? You will hear about the person trying to put you down. Yeah, you will hear about what's happened to them. You will hear about it, and it's happened to me so much time. There's been so much situations where a person's supposed to get a slap, but I ain't slapped them, or somehow gone away and left them to their own devices, and I've always heard a drama happening to them. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it was going to be a quick one. Anybody out there feeling like an underachiever, you are not. You feel it like because of what somebody said or a situation. You got to be careful of these vampires as well. That on a situation could just be sucking you dry. You got to be careful. Try your best to escape that. Change is not bad. Change is often good. Sometimes the strangers will treat you better than family, if you want to put it that way. Look at it like that. You're great. You're above only and not beneath. That's not what I say. That's what God says about you. He says you are more than an overcomer. So you make mistakes along the way, but you're a work in progress. You're gonna get there. And all these people nitpicking and pointing fingers or trying to drag you down in the mud, they'll end up in that mud. The scripture that talks about that is, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it talks about that. You know what I mean? It's just something like in the place where they wanted to put you, they will find themselves. You see, like Daniel and the lions. Then I think it was Daniel. Yeah. What happened in that story was this is what happened. Yeah. There was a decree. The people. Listen to this. The people. Check this out, right? Where Daniel was, he wasn't in his land. I think he was in another land. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it's, but anyway, he used to pray to God, yeah, and these people were idol worshippers. And the wise men, I think it was Egypt, I can't remember, but the wise men saw him praying to God. Yeah, his name was Jehovah at that time. And they went to the king and they made the king sign a decree that says any man that pray to another god but their God is going to be executed. Yeah, but Daniel didn't business. Went back and prayed to the Most High. And they didn't like Daniel. They were jealous of Daniel. Yeah, because the king liked Daniel, and Daniel was doing things that they wanted to do. Daniel had the king's favor, even though the king worshipped another god. Yeah, God made it so that Daniel and this king had favor. So what happened was, when they told the king to sign the decree, Daniel went and prayed to God. They went back and told the king. So they put him in the lion's den. Yeah? And the king couldn't sleep all night. He couldn't sleep. He's up tossing and turning. Yeah? I think he said he fasted, so he never ate. And early in the morning, he ran to the lion's den and he said, was your God able to keep you from the lion den? From the lion? And then I go, yeah, man, I'm good. So you know what happened? The king ordered that then come out the lion den, yeah? The wise men and their families, he ordered to go in there, to go into the lion den. And the Bible said that the lion devoured them. Yeah? So, you have to understand, yeah? Some of us might not know God in a certain way, might not have a particular relationship with him, but God has a relationship with you, yeah? And what he says, be circumcised from the heart and not from the flesh, yeah? And that is where you and God's relationship starts. And even though you might not know him as, have a great relationship, he has a relationship with you. And because you're walking in a good heart, he will always look after you. Because you don't jealous and bad mind anybody. Yeah? That's most important. Yeah, because you don't walk around and you're jealous and you're bad mind of anybody, and you're not trying to mess anybody up and putting them in circumstances because of your own issues and insecurities, he's always going to look after you. Whether you know him or not, he's always going to look after you. Because your heartbeat talks to God. More than anything else, it's your heart that talks to God. Obviously, your spirit talks to God, but your heart, yeah, which is connected to your spirit, it talks to God. It has conversations. Even when, sometimes you could be just sitting down there concerned about a situation, and you might not be paying, but might just be pondering, and the answer comes. You didn't even realize you was having a conversation, and God spoke to you. The Bible even says, "Before you have spoken, I've already answered." You understand what I'm saying? So, just be encouraged that you are someone. Just be encouraged that the things happening to you is because you're someone, and do what you need to do to get out there and live a better life. Like, you don't have to be under your oppressor, or you don't have to be in the situation that you find yourself in because of someone else. You can move. You can be better. You can be greater. And you owe it to yourself all the time. I keep saying this. I say it to myself. I owe it to myself to become better. There's another scripture that says here, like there was a man that was dressed filthy, one of God's people, and he says, he tells them to take off them clothes and put on a new garment. And one of the things he said was to put on a new turban. So in them days, they used to dress up differently to how we were, and one thing was turbans. But the turban represented to me a mindset. He put on a new mindset on this man, so he can walk in the way he was created to walk. And many of us sometimes we should not be ashamed to walk in the way we were created to walk. So whatever you're good at, keep being good at it. Don't watch nobody. Their problem, not yours. Make life easy for you, move if you have to, if you can. But keep doing it. Keep pushing, keep going for it. Because that was what you was made for. As long as it's a good thing and you're not hurting nobody, not putting anybody down, and doing what would be known as mischievous or wrong, you're trying your best to do right and keep right, more power to you. Anyway, guys, I wish you all the best. I wish you long life and happiness. And, just keep going. Do not give up. You are great at what you do, and you are great at what you do for a reason. Don't let anybody change your mind. Bless up. See you later.
No matter what the haters say, just keep smiling. No matter what the wicked say, just keep smiling, child. No matter what the bad men say, just keep smiling. Don't let it get you down, no way. Just keep smiling. Don't let the fools get you down. Come on, give them the run around, They're jealous of your good things, baby. Come on, smile, confuse them crazy, No matter what the haters say, just keep smiling, No matter what the wicked say.
You can find this podcast on the iTunes Store, the Apple Podcast app, Google Play Store, and all other leading podcast apps. Just search for True Talk Podcast, which is hosted by Deep Sound Radio. Hit the subscribe or follow button when you find it. That way you'll get a notification when each new episode has landed every Monday morning. Alternatively, you can listen via the website on deepsoundradio.com and click on True Talk in the podcast menu.